We live. What this is right here? This on the way of the new charger. All right. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under commanding General YAHANNA. You understand? It is Friday, Lashawan Qadash class, where we get into our culture, breaking it down line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, using our language. All right. So, Qadash, of course, is holy. Lashawan is tongue. So put it together. Lashawan Qadash means holy tongue. All right. We're going to start off every class like we do, reading from right to left with the alphabet. Repeat after me. Ah, ba, da, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, p, to z, qua, ra, sha, and the. All right. Gonna slide over to the Bizord. Zoom out. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So today's class, continuation of last week's class. All right, so last week's class, we did a breakdown of the Orisha, which deals with Baalism, where it comes from, with its origins in Hebrew, right? So basically they were praising like the elements, right? So this is going to be a continuation of that. Going into specific elements and then bringing them out in Hebrew. All right. So we are dealing with the elements. All right. So first element that we are going to deal with . Right. All right. The first element that we're going to be dealing with is Ash. All right. Ash is fire. All right. Now we're going to pull a scripture that's dealing with Ash, that Ash is in. All right. So we're going to go to Jeremiah 20:9. All right. Go real quick. All right. Okay, so the first word that we have is Bolivia. All right, so the first word we have is Bolivia. All right, so based off of this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both. Bolivia. All right, so just I know this is your first time coming to Lashawan class, right? All right, this is your cheat sheet. All right, so you have your prefix, your suffix, and you have your conditional clauses, right? So whenever I ask a question, if a word has a prefix or suffix, it's to help you establish the root word, right? So if you look up the word Bolivia, you're not going to find the word, right? Because the only thing you'll be able to find is the root, right? But when you have prefix and suffix, it gives context to the actual word itself, right? So the first word that we have here in this sentence in Jeremiah 20:9 is Bolivia, all right? And you can take a guess, those first class, right? All right, so does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both based off of, y'all can move y'all seats over if y'all want to so y'all can see the board better. Based on the cheat sheet, what do you think?
Prefix.
All right, brother says he has a prefix. Any other? What you got?
Prefix.
All right, prefix. All right. Okay. All right. So let's break it down. All right. So the brother says it has a prefix. All right. So that would be bub. What does bub mean according to the cheat sheet? In. That is correct. All right. All right. Now, In actuality, it has a prefix and a suffix. All right. So suffix is Yah. All right. Looking at our suffixes, what does Yah mean? My. All right. Actually, no, Lord Christ. All right. So the root word is love. All right. Strong's concordance number for this word is, I'll write it up here. H 3820. All right, which means heart or mind or inner man. All right. So lab in Hebrew is heart, right? So in this case, you have Balavia, right? So that's in my heart, right? But in scripture, right, whenever you see the word heart, it's talking about the mind. It's not talking about the thing that pumps blood into your body. All right. So like when someone says they have a change of heart, really means they change their what? Their mind. Okay. So that's what it means by inner man, right? Your thinking process, right? Your the thing that you use for your morale and your morality and for your reason. Okay. So the next word that we have all right. So the next word that we have Qadash. All right, brother. All right. So next word we have Qadash. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both? Qadash. Now keep in mind we're dealing with the element of fire. All right. The word for fire in Hebrew is ash. All right. So if the word fire in Hebrew is ash, and the next word we have is ka'ash, right? Does this word have a prefix or a suffix or both?
Not both.
Now remember,
the word for fire is
ash.
So that's a whole word. So one, ka.
All right. So ka would be a what? A prefix. All right. Okay. Yeah, man. Y'all move y'all seats over so y'all can see everything. Move all the way over. I don't know why you want that thing set it up like it's supposed to be set up. All right. So, ka means what?
As or like.
As or like. All right. And we know that ash is fire. All right. In the Hebrew, I'll give you the Strong's Concordance number for it. It's H784. All right. Okay. So, but in this case, in this scripture, it's going to be light. All right. And you'll see why in a minute. Kind of giving it away. All right. All right. Next word that we have. right, we have Ba'ira. All right. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both?
Prefix. Ba'ira.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say?
Suffix.
That is correct. All right. All right. The suffix is the. The root word is ba'ir, right? Which means to burn. All right.
Oh, I see it
All right. It's your first day in class. All right. So whenever you see an open parentheses, right? I'm sorry, a closed parenthesis. Is it closed? Closed. Yeah, closed parentheses, right? That is joining. All right. Whenever you see closed parentheses, that means as is. Now, what do I mean by that? All right. So you missed the beginning of class. All right. So these are the alphabets, right? So you got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ba, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Z, Qua, Ra, Sha, and Th, right? Okay. So when I say as is, that means as it sounds on the alphabet, right? So right here, you got the closed parentheses under it. So that ba is going to be exactly how it sounds on the alphabet. Ba, right? But right here, you have a ra and a th. So it's not ba-I-ra-th, right? Because we have a open parentheses right here that basically it joins the two, right? So when it joins it, the ah sound drops off, right? So it's ba-I-ra instead of ba'ira-th. Okay? All right, so these connectors is what these are called, is to help you pronounce, all right, the word, all right? It's like most people find it easier to learn the paleo first because it helps them with enunciation and pronunciation, right? Versus the Assyrian, because Assyrian, there's no connectors, okay? All right? Okay, so we got a suffix, right? So the as a suffix is kind of like it feminizes the word, right? Kind of like wa, right? So wa, go ahead, brother.
So like, where's you said Ba'ira?
Ba'ira. So the root word is ba'ir, ba'ir. Right, that's the root word for burn or burning, ba'ir. The ba, the I, and the ra. Of course, it's not ba'ira, but it's ba'ir because it's connected between the I and the ra. All right. So when there's a th at the end of a word, just like if there's a ha at the end of a word, is a conjugation of feminization, right? If you have a burning, that means you're out of control, right? That means that you're compromised emotionally, right? This is something that's normally attributed to a woman, right? So it's feminized, right? So this word is burning. So this makes it plural feminine, all right, which is burning, all right? Okay. Next, we have the word itazar. All right. This word does not have a prefix or a suffix. All right. Strong's Concordance number 4 is, I didn't write it for Ba'ira. It is, this one is H 1197, and for Itazar, it's H6113, right? So if you're asking, like, what are these numbers? These are Strong's Concordance numbers. If you have, like, the 2-letter Bible app, if you typed in this word, H, and H is for Hebrew, right? And this number 1197, it's going to give you every scripture that has this word in it. All right. Same thing with Itazar. If you type in H 6113, it's going to give you every scripture that has Itazar in it. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You said for Byra, the is the suffix?
No. Okay. So when I say suffix, all right, it is a suffix, just like wa is a suffix. All right. It's for pluralization or feminization.
I'm just going back by the chart. The tha is on the prefix column.
I understand. All right. So all right. So just like, so yum, right? So ak is brother, yum, right, is brothers, right? The yum is a pluralization of feminine of masculinization, right? If I say ak, so akwa is a feminization of the word ak. Okay. Just like Malak is king, Malak Wa is kingdom, right? Because a king rules over a kingdom, right? Which makes the people that are subject to the king feminine, all right? Okay. So the things that are put at the end of the words for feminization, right, are the and her, right? Like Deborah, right? The ha at the end of the word makes that word feminine. Okay. All right. So that's an exception to the rule. Okay. All right. But I'll do a class on masculine and feminization of words. Okay. All right. Okay. So Itazar. All right. H6113. I know it means to shut up, but I want to give you the other conjugation word to go with it. All right. So Itazar means to shut up, restrain, or to withhold. All right. Okay, so far we have Belavia, Qadash, Ba'ira, Itazar. Okay. In my heart, like a fire burning, shut up. Okay. All right. So next. All right. All right. So next we have Baitism, the yup. All right. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both?
Say both.
That is correct. All right. All right. So what's the prefix?
Ba.
Ba. All right. All right. So going to our cheat sheet, ba means what?
E.
That is correct. All right. What is a suffix?
Yeah.
That is correct. All right. According to our cheat sheet, what does ya mean?
My.
That is correct. My. All right. So the root word here, itism, all right, means bone. But in this case, because at the end of the word, it's correct. Bones. All right. So we have Balavia, Ka'ush, Ba'ira, Atazar, Ba'itazumthia, all right, which is in my heart like a fire burning, shut up in my bones. Right? Scripture sound familiar, don't it? Right. Right. All right. Okay. Let's do the last one. Okay. You better hush. All right. Oh, that's good. That's right. It's a lot. All right. And then we have Aya. All right. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both? Wala'aya.
Both.
You say both? All right. So what's the prefix?
One.
All right. What does what mean?
In.
That is correct. All right. So what's the ya?
Ya is my.
That is correct. All right. So the root word we have here is la'ah. All right. So la'ah means no, not, or weary, or worry. Right. In this case, is to be weary. All right. This is Strong's Concordance number H3811, and this la'ah is all right. That's this la'ah. All right. So based off of the tense of the sentence, because it is present tense using the qual stem, when you add a suffix at the end, all right, it changes the word. Okay. All right. And the way that we know that we're dealing with the qual stem, all right, is because the was at the beginning. All right. It is going to start with wa or wa ya. All right. Let you know the word is dealing with the qual stem. All right. Okay. So, like I said, H3811 is to be weary or worry. All right. So we have Jeremiah 20:9. In my heart, like a fire burning, shut up in my bones and my weary. All right. So I'm going to read Jeremiah 20:9. Then I said, I will not make mention of him nor speak any more in his name, but his word was in my heart uh, as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary for bearing, and I could not stay. All right. So as you can see, it literally translates. All right. So the word in his heart, in his mind, all right? Because remember, scripture says you are transformed by the renewing of your mind, right? Okay, because as a man thinketh, so he does, right? So in my heart is referring to the word. The word is in his heart. It's like a fire burning shut up in his bones. All right. So you want to take a screenshot of that. All right, so you can have it for your record, so we can go on to the next element. All right, and when you come to Lashawan Qadash class, make sure you have you like a binder or a folder, something that you can take notes. You know what I'm saying? You want to have like a specific tablet specifically for Lashawan Qadash. All right, so take a picture of this. All right, so you can have it for your records. All right, and if you're online, you can screenshot it. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be kind and rewind. All right. Okay, we're going to move on to the next element. All right. All right. So the next element, I mean, if you got fire, you got to have the polar opposite, water. All right. Gotta be able to quench the fire, to quench the burning. All right. So the word for water is yum. Okay. All right. So how do we know this? All right. Let's give you an example. All right. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim. All right. What did I just say? Abanawa.
Our Father.
Yeah. Well, how do we know that? First off, how do we know that that's our Father? Abanawa. What is, all right? So let's break it down. Abba is what in Hebrew?
Father.
Father. All right. You want to break the whole Abanawa down?
It says, I was just going to answer this question.
Go ahead.
Because it says, what at the end, that means and.
No. All right. So Noah is also a suffix dealing with conjugation. All right. Noah means our. All right. So Abanawa, right? All right. It goes with Anach Noah. Anach Noah in Hebrew is our, we. Right. Okay. So Abanawa, all right, is our Father. All right. Shabbat Shemayim. All right. Shemayim. All right. All right. So the root word is mayum. All right. Mayum is waters, plural. Okay. All right. Shemayim means pertaining to the waters. What is that? The firmament or the heavens. All right. Abanawa Shabbat Shemayim. All right. Is our Father who art in heaven. Okay. All right. So we got yum, which means water. All right. Okay. Shalom, Mark. What's going on? All right. So now we're going to do a scripture that's dealing with water. All right. We're going to go to Genesis. Really, actually, we're going to do two elements because we can kill two birds with one stone with this scripture. All right. So we're going to do water and we're going to do wind. All right. All right. Okay. The word wind in Hebrew is ruach. All right. What does ruach also mean, Razan? Oh, goddamn.
Ruach.
What is ruach? If I say Qadash ruach, what does Qadash mean?
Holy.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Holy Spirit.
There you go. All right. Because the spirit is like wind, right? Okay. Because you know not from whence it came, but when it comes, you know it came. All right. It's just like the spirit, right? When the spirit comes upon you, you don't know where the spirit came from, but you feel when the spirit's on you. It's almost like a chill. You know what I'm saying? The chill that goes to your body is a vibe, right? And a vibe can come, and it can go like the wind. Okay? All right? So ruach is wind. It is also spirit. Okay? All right. So the scripture, we're going to knock out both of these words, Genesis 1 and 2. Wow. Wow. That's why I said what I said. Oh, that's mess. People going down the street bumping YMCA. All right. Okay. First word that we have is ha. Walk. All right. Does this word have a prefix, suffix, or both? Harawak. All right. So the two words that we have, elements. We have yom that means water, and we have rawak, which means wind. So the first word is harawak. Does that word have a prefix, suffix, or both?
Prefix.
All right. What's the prefix?
Ha.
That is correct. What does ha mean? The. All right. All right. And we know rawak means what?
Spirit.
Spirit in this case. All right. The next word that we have. We have Allahim. This word have a prefix or a suffix.
Prefix.
Eh.
Oh, yeah.
Suffix.
What's the suffix?
Yum.
All right. What does yum mean?
Water or plural of whatever word it's attached to.
All right. So in this case, it's plural. Pluralization. All right. All right. Pluralization of the word Allah. What does Allah mean? Jesus. Razan?
God, right?
No, it's not what it means. Power. Right? Okay. All right. So, and if it's plural, it means what? Powers. All right. So this is powers. All right. Okay. When you see God in the Bible, right? Whenever you see the word God, G-O-D, all right? You look at this word right here, Allahim, right? Allahim, all right, is powers. It's referring to the heavenly host, the angels, right? So in Genesis 1:1, and God, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? Okay. So was it the Most High? No, it was not. It was the heavenly host. All right. It's a common misconception that's taught in Christianity. But the only way you would know that is by going in the actual language, the Hebrew. All right. So when it says in the beginning, God is talking about the Allahim, the heavenly host, not the Most High. Think of the Most High as an architect. Christ is the general contractor, and the angels are the subcontractors. You got somebody that does flooring, somebody does piping, someone that does framing, someone that does painting, plastering. You understand? Every angel has a job. You have the cherubim, you have the seraphim, you have the archangels, you got the 24 elders, so on and so forth. Okay? All right? So, all right? So the spirit, the Allahim, all right? So the spirit is the Allahim, all right? Okay, then the next word that we have let me also give you a strong concordance number for Allahim. All right, H430. All right, and for Rawak, it is H7307. All right. Okay, so the next word that we have. All right, it's Mara Kapah. All right. So we have Mara Kapah, not ka, Kapah, like you hawking up a loogie. All right. So we have Mara Kapah. this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both?
I'd say both.
All right, what is it?
The ma
All right,
and the pa.
all right, close. All right, what does ma mean?
Of or from.
All right. Close. It's the the. All right, the root word is rakab. All right. The is plural because it's talking about the heavenly host. All right. The heavenly host is moving. All right. The chariot is moving. All right. They're moving in chariots. The heavenly host. All right. Okay. All right. So, rakab, Strong's concordance number is H7363, means to move or moving. It's plural, moving. All right. So the spirit, all right, God or the heavenly host, I'll put GOD under here so you can see that with the word. All right. So the spirits, the powers, God, all right, moving from, all right. We have all right. Then we have I'll, all right, which means upon. It means a lot of things, but I'll give you some of them. Thank you. All right. All right. So Strong's concordance number for Isle is H5921. All right. And it means upon. Uh, on the ground of. Just give me a short one. According to. I'm just gonna put upon. I don't got it. So I'm just gonna tell it to you. I got the room writing. So these are the things that the word "I'll" can mean. "I'll" is a conjunction. It's a part of a conjunction, right? So it can mean upon, on the grounds of, according to, on account of, on behalf of, concerning, beside, in addition to, together with, beyond, above, over, by, on to, towards, or to, or against. All right. All right. So this dash that's right here, that dash is called a juxtaposition. All right. Whenever you see that dash, that means the word that's in front is closely related to the word that follows. All right. So the word that follows, all right, is panya. All right. Panya means face. All right. Strong's concordance number for that is H6440. All right. And then the last word that we have mayum. Ha mayum. Slot. All right. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both?
Both.
Does it? So the elements that we're dealing with today is yum, which is water, rawat, which is wind or spirit. That word is hamayum. All right? Huh?
One
What?
as a prefix, sir.
That is correct. It has a prefix. All right. All right. And what does ha mean? That is correct. All right. And mayum, all right, is waters. All right. So prefix ma. All right. So yum is waters. Right. Ma is of or for the waters. Right. In this case, it's just so whenever you see mayum, it's referring to a large body of water, a river, a lake, a sea, an ocean, right? Yum can just be like a cup of water, a bucket of water, any type of water, a slow drip of water, right? But when you see mayum, it's in reference when it says of water, right? It's talking about a large body of water. Okay, go ahead.
So is there, you said there's two prefixes in? The ha and the ma?
All right, so the word mayum, it is an actual word,
By itself?
right? By itself, all right? But it's broken down into a prefix and the actual root word. The root word is yum, right? So like prime example, shemayim, all right? Sh pertaining to ma of yum, waters. All right. So what is pertaining to and of the waters? The firmament. It is a type of water, right? We have three firmaments, three heavens, right? Solid, a liquid, and a gas. The solid is the ozone layer, right? The gas is the air that you breathe. The water, they have waters above the firmament, right? Which is the space between our dimension, the third dimension, and the fourth dimension where the Most High dwells. All right? And then we have our terrestrial water that we drink. All right? And that the creatures of the sea live in. All right? Go ahead.
You said the ozone layer is solid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's solid. It's solid. It's a firmament, right? Go ahead.
So that's why during space exploration, they have a thing called escape velocity.
Right.
Initially blasting through the ozone layer.
They're breaking through the ozone. And that's open to suggestion, but that's another conversation, right? But you have to break through the ozone layer. That's why anything that hits it, what? Breaks apart, right? It's because you're like running into a wall. You understand? It's like you taking your car and hitting a wall. All right. Anything that hits the ozone, if a meteorite hits the ozone, what happens? It breaks apart, and you get shooting stars. All right. All right. So you have three firmaments, right? So you have the ozone layer, which is solid. You have air that we breathe, all right, which is H2O, all right, 2 parts oxygen, 1 part hydrogen, all right, and then you have the water that we drink, okay, all right. So Mayim, all right, is just of waters, a large body of water. All right. All right. So whenever you see Shemayim, that means the heavens, pertaining to the firmaments. All right. So that's the heavens. So it's three heavens. Technically four. But the third heaven separates us from the Most High, which is space. So it's a big thing, it's a big ocean of water between us and the Most High, between the third dimension and the fourth dimension. Stop you from getting there. That's why they have space ships, because ships sail in what? Water. That's why when the astronauts train to go in outer space, they train in what? Water. Right? And they say outer space is sub-zero temperatures because the lower you get in the ocean, the what it gets? Colder. Right? So the on the other side of the ozone layer is the bottom of the ocean. That's why it's so cold. The closer you get to the Most High, it's warm, because Most High is light. All right? Okay? All right. So the word Mayim, Strong's Concordance number for that is H4325. All right. So we have Genesis 1 and 2. All right. Haruwak, Allahim, Marakapath, Al Panya, Hamayam. All right. The Spirit, God, or the power, talking about the heavenly host, moved upon the face, the waters. All right. Literal translation, somewhat. All right. God is a mistranslation. All right. It should say, and the Spirit, the heavenly host. All right. So the Spirit of the Most High. All right. And the heavenly host moved upon the face of the waters. Right. Okay. It was a joint effort creating the heavens and the earth. The Most High said, I want light. Christ said, all right, fellas, let's make the light. All right. And the archangels, 24 elders, cherubim and seraphim, they did their thing, making the light. Then the Most High was like, I like that. Christ like, you hear that, boys? You like that? And it was good. That's literally how it went. All right. So my background is architecture. I go out on the construction site to make sure that the general contractor does everything according to my design. I walk around like, okay, looks good. Okay, looks good. Framing looks good. Everything's according to spec. All right. So that's why whenever I tell the creation story, I always use construction, all right, as an analogy. Okay. It's a group effort. All right. So in this, we have the next two elements, which is yum, which is water, rawak, which is wind or spirit. All right. Okay. Take a picture of that, copy it down. We're going to do the last element, and we're going to get up out of here. Screenshot it. We got it down. All right. Boom. All right. This is how you learn the Bible. Go ahead.
Like I could you explain what "al" means one more time?
Allah, not all. Oh, you talking about all down here? Okay, so that is a conjunction. All right. So like basically mean like saying like according to Yabakan. That's what all means. According to. All right. Upon. What I say? According to. Go back to. Come on, stupid. There we go. All right, so yeah, so it is a conjunction. So upon, on the grounds of, according to, on the account of, on behalf of, concerning, besides, in addition to, together with, beyond. So a conjunction joins two parties together. All right. Okay. All right. Everybody got this? All right. Bet. All right. The last element that we're going to deal with today. All right. The last element that we are dealing with today is eratizah. All right, which is earth or land or dirt. All right. Matter of fact, I'll put those under you. Earth, land, dirt, or country. All right. Whenever you see eratizah, it's pertaining to any of those things. It's pertaining to the earth, a land, a patch of land, or land where you're from, physical dirt, or country. Like, you from you countryman. I'm from H-Town. I'm a Texan. You know what I'm saying? Tay Highs. You know what I'm talking about? From the land of Texas. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? Texas is a country. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up. All right. So the last element that we dealing with is eratizah. All right. So the scripture that we're going to be dealing with is the scripture that was before the one we just did. Genesis 1:1. All right. Okay. So, first word that we have is Ashia. All right. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both? Ashia.
Both.
All right. What is the prefix?
Ba.
That is correct. What does above mean?
Yeah.
All right. What's the suffix?
Yeah.
All right. In this case, it's actually ya.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Pluralization, kind of like yum. All right. So it's plural. All right. Ra'ash means head or top or begin. But in this case, it's plural. The beginning. In the beginning. Let me give you the Strong's Concordance number for it. It's going to be H 7225. All right. Okay. Coincidentally, Bara'ashiyah is the book of Genesis. That's literally what Genesis means, the beginning. All right. So the Hebrew word for the book of Genesis, right, is Bara'ashiyah. Bara'ashiyah is Genesis. All right. So we have in top or in the beginning, at the head. Because Ra'ash is head. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's real, like Ra'ash. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You want that Ra'ash. You know what I'm saying? Slack. You feel me? Baby, what you want? Want the Ra'ash? Slack. All right. So, Bara'ashiyah, right, is in beginning. All right. Okay. So the next word we have all right, is Bara'ah. All right. This word does not have a prefix or a suffix. Strong's Concordance number is H 1254. All right, it literally means to create. All right.
What,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of word is the word Genesis? How we go from Ashia to Genesis?
So you got to understand. So like English, and I'm missing a whole word here. For the Allahim right there. Let me fix this.
Okay.
Well, while I'm fixing it, I'm gonna ask you a question. All right. So English is a bastardized language. English is a mix of Latin, Greek, and some Aramaic, right? But it takes characters from Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, right? It's like prime example, the ra, right, is a backwards 4, right? Is a sideways A. See what I'm saying? So it takes from all the languages to make one language, which is why English is known as a pigeon tongue. Does anybody know what a pigeon tongue is?
It's a language for commerce.
Yes, a language for commerce and for trade, right? So English is the language that is used across the world for trade. It's a pigeon tongue, right? So if I speak Farsi, you speak you speak Dutch, you know what I'm saying? You speak Spanish, you know what I'm saying? You speak patois, right? We don't know what none of us is saying. All right, let's deal in English. All right, say pigeon tongue. All right, all right. Let me fix this real quick. So I'm missing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring it down here. My bad, y'all. I missed the whole word. All right. So next word is Allahim. All right. So we already went over this word.
I'm having trouble understanding right now. Please try a little later.
Oh, Siri or Alexa. I wouldn't ask you no questions. You asked me. All right. Okay. So we have Allahim. All right. We've already established. Plural hours or God. All right. So in the beginning, the Allahim or God, all right, create. All right. Okay. So next we have Ah. This is not a tha. This is Ah. All right. All right. So in Hebrew, we have words that do not have meaning. Right? There are words, well, not that don't have meaning. We have words that do not translate to English. All right. So when you see right, this is a sign of a definite or a direct object, right? So the sign or the direct object it's talking about is God. All right. Okay. All right. So the next word that we have in the Strong's Concordance number for this, just so you can look it up for your records. One of the words that does not transliterate into English is H853. All right, so this is to signal to a definite object in the sentence. So this is to signal to the noun or the subject of the sentence. All right, okay. So the next word that we have Ha-Shamayim. All right. Okay. What does this word mean? Just went over this. What does Hashemayim mean? Literally just went over this word. It is heaven. Why is it heaven? Break down the word. Okay, so we have all right. So there's a prefix here, all right? Which means the or the. I mean, whatever floats your boat. Then we have Shemayim, right? Shemayim means heaven, right? But why does it mean heaven? Break it down. It has one of the elements that we just went over. What is the element that we went over today? Yum, which is what? Water. Okay? So you got Sha and Ma in front of you. Break it down. What does Sha mean?
Which or pertaining to.
Right. Which or pertaining to. All right. Then we have Ma, of waters. Which or pertaining to of waters. Right. So Shemayim, of pertaining to waters, is the firmament. All right. It means heaven. All right. This is one word. Shemayim is one word. All right. It's heaven. That is how you say heaven in Hebrew. Shemayim. All right. We talk about a large body of water, it's mayum. We're talking about a glass of water, it's yum. Okay. All right. The Strong's Concordance number for heaven is H8064. Right. Okay. All right. All right. So we have wa ah. All right. So the word have a prefix, suffix, or both. We got ah right here. All right. So I'm put in parentheses object. All right. Now we have wa'ah down there. So we're going to have a prefix or a suffix or both. We got off right there. Go ahead.
Prefix.
All right. What's the prefix?
What?
What does one mean?
And.
That is correct, sir. Salakia. And I misquoted before. And this is why it's good to know Hebrew, right? Because of is pertaining to an object, all right? The object that is pertaining to is heaven, Salakia, right? All right. So Bara'ashias, in the beginning, all right, the Allahim created, all right, an object, the first object. The first object was the heaven, all right? And another object, all right, we have Ratiza. All right. Does this word have a prefix, a suffix, or both? Ha'aratiza. Does it have a prefix, a suffix, or both? Wrong.
Prefix.
That is correct. What is the prefix?
Ha.
What does ha mean?
The.
That is correct. The. And we know, dealing with the element that we're dealing with today, earth. Aratiza is earth. All right. And the Strong's Concordance number for that is H776. All right. So now you have to understand the importance of knowing the language. All right. So first, the reason why the book is called Genesis is because literally the first word in the Bible, Bara'ashias, All right, which means in beginning, all right, or in head or in top, all right, at the top of the book, at the head of the book, all right, God created, Allahim, the powers, forgive me, I missed the word, all right, so it's down here, the Allahim, all right, so in the beginning, the Allahim, the heavenly host, the powers, God, they created an object. What was the first object that they created? The heavens, Hashemayim. All right? And another object, Ha'aratazah, the earth. Okay? Okay? So, let all powers combine. Earth, wind, water. You understand? Art. Now, knowing what heart is the what? Mind. Takes the mind to fuse these things together. That is what the Most High is. The Most High is the mind, the spirit that created all of this. All right? That's why your body is a temple of the Most High God. You got a question?
Like, how many elements are there for this Bible?
5. So the 5th is the heavens. All right, it's the firmament, the ether. Right, all right. So, and technically, that what they call ether. So this is how you know that the Bible is science. All right. Okay. So in the beginning, the earth was void and without form. All right. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. All right. So the earth was without form. So there were raw elements that were there. Right. Then it said, and then the Spirit, God, hovered over the face of the water. Right. Okay. And then he said, let there be light. Right? Bang. Right? So this is a chemical reaction. All the elements starting to react with one another. Your copper, your iron, you understand? Your hydrogen, your oxygen, you understand? Your nitrogen, you understand? All the elements starting to form together. All right? And then, where's my Bible at? We'll go through it in order. All right. God said, let there be light. And God saw that the light, and it was good. And it said, and God divided the light from the darkness. All right. Because you don't know darkness without light. It takes light. Darkness is the absence of light. Light is the absence of darkness. All right. So now you have two concepts now. Right. These are scientific facts. Somebody look up the definition of light. Somebody look up the definition of dark. All right. So why are you doing that? God called the light day and he called the darkness night. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, this is the definition of light.
Mm-hmm.
The natural agent that stimulates sight and makes things visible.
All right. So there's a natural agent, stimulation that makes things visible. The absence of that is dark. Give me dark or darkness. Give me dark because darkness is a conjugate to the word dark. Go ahead.
The definition of dark, the absence of light in a place.
The absence of light. All right. So the moment he created one, there was another. All right. Before that, it was just darkness. All right. Now, interesting thing, there's light and darkness. Right? The way you know that is look up at night, see stars. Right? So the night times you see, even if you go out into the forest, where there is no light, right? All right, there's still light out there, right? Because you see what? You can see animals' eyes out there. So it means there's a reflection. The reflection is what? From the moon. All right? When he created the greater light and the lesser light. The greater light for the day, the lesser light for the night. All right? It's the same thing at the bottom of the ocean. The further and further you go down into the ocean, there's something that's called bioluminescence. Right? You see all these creatures doing these crazy light shows. It's something out of a psychedelic mind trip down there. You understand? But those lights are to attract its prey. Right? When that prey, is attracted to that light, boom, you're dead. Okay? All right? So the Bible is science. All right? I'll go with some other quick stuff real quick. All right? And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. That's the ozone layer. Okay? Firmament in the midst of the waters. All right? And then he divided the waters from the waters. So now you got solid, liquid, gas. All right? You got the solid, you understand, to cover everything, because now you got all of this chemical reaction going on. You understand? You need something to contain your experiment. Petri dish. All right? Okay? Boom. And God called the firmament Shemayim, heaven. All right? And the evening and the morning were the second day. Matter of fact, this is gonna be my breakdown on Monday. We're gonna do the whole creation story on Monday. All right. So we're gonna stop right here. We've gone through all of the elements. All right. There are 4 physical elements, 1 spiritual element, which is wind, ruach, right? Or the ether, space in modern day science. All right. So we went over earth, water, fire, wind, and then you have firmament or the ether. All right. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna give courtesy to the brothers, which is Shalom Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah Thumb to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shemar Thumb B'Shem Yahweh Shah to the sisters, and be gone.